Hey, what's up, parents? This video is for you and only you. I know we haven't had a parent meeting in a couple months. With our new Sunday, Wednesday format, we've had to kind of brainstorm and think through when would be the best time to have those meetings. And especially over the last couple months with everything around Christmas, the kids program, the candlelight, Christmas, and then just this surge of COVID. We figured that right now in January, the best course of action would be to do a video announcement. So all of this is going to be information for you parents. So I'm going to have all of this in the description of this video below. I'm going to have links and everything else, so you'll have that there as well. But I just wanted to get a couple things in front of you as we head into the winter and spring. The first one is One Winter. Our winter conference is going to be Saturday, January 29th. It is $40, and the registration is online. We're going to have iPad to be able to be paying for the registration in the lobby on Sunday morning. Make sure to do that. You have to register online. It is a one-day conference on Saturday. Going to meet at the church. We're going to take all the students there in the morning, and we're going to get back late Saturday night, probably close to 11. And so that is next Saturday. That's 8 days away. $40. That includes everything that you would need. Includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It includes entertainment at Play Columbus. It includes a concert and 3 services. That does not include t-shirts. If you want a t-shirt, that's going to be $20 at the conference. The conference is going to take place at Sycamore Creek Church in Pickerington. All right. So all that information is available on the registration sheet, and you should have been hearing about it the past couple of weeks on Sunday morning. So that is this Saturday. If you have any other questions, let me know. Again, we have all next week to register and pay, and Sunday morning as well. So hope to see a ton of students there. It's going to be a ton of fun. That is Saturday, the 29th. Also, summer camp. Yes, we are going back to summer camp. The dates are June 13th through the 17th. That is with the same group that we went to summer camp last year with NTS camp. That is at Marion, Indiana, at Indiana Wesleyan University. And the price is going to be around $250 to $300, depending on when you register. Registration is online. And so you can register for that as well at ntscamp.com. Make sure you press our church. And we're at NTS Camp Indiana 1. It is going to be June 13th through the 17th, Monday through a Friday. Students are going to be hearing more information about that probably around the middle of February, heading into March, just so students can have that in front of them and you know what's going on. It's an incredible time. It is just the best. So that is confirmed, June 13th through the 17th. Start marking that out your calendars now as you look ahead to vacations and everything else. June 13th through the 17th, summer camp with ntscamp.com. Another event coming up that I'm excited to kind of restart is our student-led Ash Wednesday service. That is going to be Wednesday, March 2nd at 6:30 in the morning. It's going to be a half hour, all student-led. I'm going to provide the homily and imposition of the ashes. That is going to be Wednesday, March 2nd, the first day of Lent, 6:30 in the morning. We're going to have worship. We're going to have students read scripture. We're going to have a time of prayer, and then the imposition of the ashes with the cross on the forehead. They'll be out by 7 so they can get to school or work or wherever you need to go. We're inviting the whole church. We did this a couple years ago, right before COVID, I believe, and or before it got super, super bad. It was like at the beginning of March in like 2020. But we're really excited to get this started to kind of kick off this Easter season, Lenten season. So that is March 2nd at 6:30 in the morning. It's going to be student-led. It's going to be great. I hope you and a ton of other people from the church come. It's going to be great. So that is March 2nd, 6:30. We're going to have donuts there as well. And so just if you can, mark that in your calendar. Get up a little bit early, come early, and we'll see you there. I also want to give attention to Deeper. Deeper is our student home groups, right? So we are finally back into being in homes. And the girls group are going to be meeting at Cheryl and Roman Gaines' house. And that is a girls' home group that's going to be from now until May. And then the guys are going to be meeting at Brian and Jennifer Pauquette's house. And that is going to be meeting from now until May as well. We're really trying to help the students understand that this ministry is just a small part of a much larger ministry and fellowship here at Grove City Vineyard. And so trying to realign our home groups, our discipleship with the rest of what the church does is kind of why we have structured it this way. We meet twice a month like the other home groups. We are meeting in homes like other home groups, and other leaders are leading it that aren't host families. And so we're very grateful for the Gaines and the Pauquettes for opening up their home. But Cheryl Lynn will be leading the girl group, and I'll be going to be leading the guy group, and we're so excited about that. It is Wednesdays at 6 p.m., and we have those little sheets that are in our home group wall in the lobby with their addresses and pictures of the leaders as well. Just kind of, again, bigger picture of what we're offering students is going on. That is the first and third Wednesday of every month between now and May. So I hope to see you guys there. Please get that on your calendars as well. Wednesdays, first and third Wednesday for your students. Love to see them participate in that. It's an incredible time. I wanted to give you a heads up on our sermon series as we head into February, March, April, and May. In February, both middle school and high school students, although the content's going to be different, are going to be in the same series. It's going to be called Netflix and ... We're going to be looking at relationships from a biblical perspective. Obviously, February is Valentine's Day, and I always like to hit on relationships at least once a year, about once a year, just to look at what the Bible says. And a lot of this is taken from the Great Commandment, where Jesus says, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and then love your neighbor. So a lot of this biblical perspective is going to be about, hey, right now in middle school, high school, you don't need to be putting time, energy, resources into significant others or other people. You need to be focusing and putting attention into your own journey and your own faith. And it's hard enough just having an individual faith, let alone bringing someone else in. And so that's going to be kind of the angle that I like to have that discussion around, and focusing around that great commandment to love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And that's kind of how we attack that. We're going to look at boundaries as well. The content will be different with middle school and high school students. But just wanted to kind of give you a heads up. If you want more information on that, let me know. I can kind of send you my outlines or sermon notes, and you can continue that conversation with me later or with your student as well. And this is a great time to remind you, I have an open parent policy on our programs on Sunday nights. So if you ever want to come and just kind of experience what Genesis or 77 is like, you are welcome to come. We'd love to have you. Middle school is from 6 to 7:15. 77 high school is from 6:53 to 8 o'clock. You're more welcome to come and just observe what's going on. We'd love to have you. And if this is something for this series you want to sit on, we would love to have you for that as well. February is on relationships. March is going to be a series called Rated R, R for Resurrection. We're going to be spending time looking at the Passion Week and the steps Jesus took and why he took that and how that fulfills all of these prophecies. We're going to be looking at Hebrews. We're going to be looking at some of the grotesque moments of his crucifixion. We're not going to just show blood and all that stuff, but again, to kind of frame that this was a very violent thing that happened quite a bit. So that's going to be rated R for March leading up to the resurrection. And then in April, we're going to be having a middle school series called Next, where we look at what happens after salvation. And this continues to align the sermon series that we do with our middle school students. It's going to be very, very foundational. Our middle school service is called Genesis, and it's taken directly from the Bible in the beginning. And a lot of our middle school centric sermon series have to do with basic core tenets and values of our faith. We just completed a series on prayer in November. And in January, right now, this month, we're in a series called What Do You Believe?, where we're looking at just kind of we're looking at core values of our faith. We're talking about God, we're talking about sin, we're talking about Jesus, we're talking about the church, just kind of not directly going through the Apostles' Creed, but it's important for students to know what they believe and why they believe, and if they believe that, and we want this to be a safe place for them to explore their faith. So that's what the middle school is going to be talking about. In high school, we're going to be doing a series on God's will, discerning God's will. And there's this meme of this guy on a spaceship, and I don't know who's up with meme culture. It just comes, it's super, super fast. There's this meme where a guy's looking at two buttons and he doesn't know what to press, and one button says this, another button says that. That's going to be kind of the main crux of our Discerning God's Will series. We're going to be looking at how do we know what God's voice is? What is God's will for our life? How do we discern God's will? And that'll be in the spring as students are looking at discerning God's will for jobs over the summer, maybe some colleges, maybe what do they study in college? High school is that time where they start to wrestle maybe for the first time hey, some of these decisions are going to have lasting impacts, like years. And so to be talking about God's will with them is really, really exciting. Something that I'm very passionate about. I love talking about God's will. And so I'm excited to kind of begin that conversation with them. That's what the next couple months sermon series looks like. I also want to introduce to you someone. He's not here with me. I'm going to be having a resident from Hyde Christian University join us over the winter and spring through the end of April. I introduced him in Slack. His name is Carter Hyde. He is a senior at Ohio Christian University, and there's a little write-up and a bio and a little headshot of him in Slack. So if you guys are able to see him on Sunday mornings, he's going to be here with his fiancee, Sierra, and they're going to be at the 11 a.m. service. They're going to be with us every Sunday night. He's going to be preaching. He's going to be getting a sense of what it's like to be in student ministry, and I'm honored to have him here. And just to let you guys know, I'm no longer teaching at the college. Last semester was my last semester. I, on my own volition and will, said, hey, like, this is great, but this is the end of the season for me and my family at OCU. And I'm so super excited to not be pulled in that direction anymore. But I was able to get, I think, one of the best students to join us over these next couple months as he is getting ready to go into full-time ministry. So his name's Carter Hyde. He's great. You're going to love him. But he's going to be with us on Sunday nights. And hope you get to see him a little bit in the Slack there. Which brings us to Slack. Where do you get information? How do you get information? Where can you find information about the student ministry events and stuff? Well, there's a lot of ways we communicate with you. The first way is on Sunday mornings, especially. Sunday mornings during the announcements. We like to announce our events and happenings there. In the newsletter that Tiffany creates, in the church emails that Amanda creates, and we do have our little table in the back corner there. There we have a announcement kind of flash thing that talks about services or whatever. We have signups there. And so that is one way we communicate, is just on Sunday mornings. Another way we communicate is via Slack. Slack is this free online communication tool that I have used that it helps me at least kind of streamline and organize communication. We have all types of channels going on in Slack, which are just like different conversations you can have and you can kind of structure. And if you're not on Slack and you're a parent, let me know. I would love to bring you on board with that. Slack is for our student leaders, it's for our home groups, and it's for parents. So we talk to our student worship team on Slack, our student leaders on Slack. I talk to my adult leaders on Slack. I talk to the students with Deeper on Slack, and I talk to parents on Slack. And so it's not for every student. We also it could be we don't tell students they can't join it. It's not trying to be a secret club. It's just we talk to our student leaders and my adult leaders and parents. And so if you're not in Slack, talk to me. I'd love to get you invited on that. It's great. We also use Remind. Remind is what schools use to communicate to students. And this might need to be mirrored. I don't know. All you got to do to join our Remind text alerts, as in like weather alerts or other kind of really quick reminders, is text 81010 to @GCV Stuman. All right, I don't know if it's not going to work. I don't know. You could see. Yeah, there you go. I don't know if you can see through it. Text 81010 in the address box @GCV Stuman. It's a little better to read. This is, again, going to be in the description, so you have that there. But we'd love to get you involved with our Remind if you're not already involved as well. I can see who's in there, and we have around 26 people signed up, which isn't everybody. So maybe have a push the next couple months to make that happen. If you have any other questions, shoot me an email. Find me. Maybe not on Sunday morning. It's kind of hard to have space for those conversations just because of the two services. But shoot me an email. I would love to talk with you. And hope you guys are mentally doing well through this surge of COVID. It's super unfortunate, but it is my prayer that come March, April, we are able to regain a sense of like legit normalcy, like pre-COVID normalcy. And so I hope you guys are doing well. Hope everyone's being healthy. And I just want to thank you for your prayers and support of me and Leslie, as we are just so grateful to be here. And it is an honor to minister to your students, to love on your students, to walk alongside them in their faith as they become young men and women. It's incredible. I love it. And you guys are doing amazing. So thank you. Hope this helps. And I'll see you guys around. Thanks.